till I win it. Got craves to lay, so I'm digging. Push every limb to its limit. I play to win till
Does everybody know who this is? Has it? Same thing we do for our junior sharks at home. So she's all ready to go. When Nolan's ready, she's going to be starting.
Who starts for us, right?
Starting with that, we got Cypress. Starting on left team, we got Kingsley. We got Savannah. On right wing, we got Tristan. On center, we got Danica. We got my awesome cousin, Allie.
stepping down. I think we're rolling up.
Lord, don't step those guys. No. Fucking stick still doesn't pass.
You're on the breakaway and
Holy fix please!
always gets caught.
Still got the soft mix, eh, buddy? Huh? What are you rubbing on with something?
Oh.
Good stride. Nice area for shooting there. Sweet pickup by Miles.
Hold the blue defense, hold the blue. Come on, go. Come on. Keep working hard, let's go. Keep working hard. Hard work generates chances, White. Hard work generates. Take one shot, boy. Take one shot, let's go. Keep going with them, guys. There you go. Here we go. Here we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Attack. We need two in the puck. Go, Jimmy. Go ahead, you got it. You got it. Good luck. Back up, my face. Good luck. Go. Got it in. Who's at the net? On it. Get up. Who's up here? Who's up? Yeah. Up on the board, D. Up on the board. Get on, Slaughter. Battle. Where's that Slaughter? Get in there. It's on him. Keep on him. Go, Willow. Get up there. Get up there. Stay in the blue. Hey, get up there. Keep working hard, your way. Keep working hard. Finish, change it up, forward. Change it up.
Tough guy in the NHL. He said, well, he's going to sell about 85% of the tickets. He says, we got the two Monday Nooner guys and the Sports Gauge guys. You know them? I said, yeah, I was on one of their shows. They seem like good guys. He said, well, they're going to bring about 10% of the people in. So all we need from you is a filler. He says, we're hoping you can bring 5% of the people in. We know there's still a few old guys around the area that like your stories. So you got to have patience with me. I'm just a filler here tonight. But I'm going to have a heck of a good time, and I hope everybody that's here is going to have a good time and go through it as best we can. All right, now I'm feeling a little guilty. Just a minute here. I'm feeling a little guilty. Driving up this afternoon, the roads were icy. My wife, we're coming through Ebenezer, and my wife says, you know what? The last few banquets you spoke at, you had too many vodkas. You got a little carried away, and you stayed up there too long. So I would think maybe don't have anything to drink before you get up there tonight. I agreed with her 100%. But after I knew Marty McSorley was here, I started getting nervous. I said, "Holy, these are big shoes to fill here." So I told my wife I had to go to the bathroom. I snuck around the bar, had a double vodka and ginger ale. It killed the butterflies, but I promise her and you folks that I won't stay on too long tonight.
Let the record show that 9 minutes ago I asked Ches what's up. And then that's what we got.
How about a shout out for Chez's wife?
10 kids in my family. On a farm, southern Ontario, right on the Grand River. And as a little boy, I'm in grade 1. The town kids were all talking about a hockey game. And I'm like, I want to play. Whatever they're doing, I want to play. Well, I get home, and my dad said, "Finish your chores early, boys." And Mom had dinner ready early. And my dad said to my older brothers, Paul and Jack, "Go down in the basement and get Marty a set of gear, put something together from the basement." I'd never played an organized game of hockey. And the year before, we only had natural ice in my hometown. And my grandfather was really well known in the area. Everybody used to go watch my grandfather fight. And the old natural rink, they play their playoff games in Simcoe, Ontario, because it was the only place that had artificial ice in the area. So the natural ice, my dad had us skating in the old rink. Ice was melting, cement was there. We said, "Dad, there's cement." He said, "Just skate as long as you can." Because he knew it was the last day of natural ice in my hometown. Fast forward it, we finished dinner. My brothers get my hockey equipment. This is what, 8-9 months later. We go down to the rink. It's the first day we had artificial ice in my hometown. The rink they just finished building, they did it under the old footprint of the old rink that was in my hometown. I'm 6 years old. I'm in the tight game before the NHL old timers. And it kind of chokes me up a little bit. I played in the game, the first organized game I ever played, rink was packed. And I remember looking around and seeing my aunts and uncles and my godparents and all the people, and you played the game, we won 3-2, and it was awesome. 6 years old. Then I remember my dad kind of propping me up, and I was there with all my brothers. We're watching the NHL old timers, the rink is packed, and I just was enthralled. Oh my God, these guys are so graceful. They just danced on their skates. It was like I was mesmerized. And I still remember seeing these guys and seeing them play, how well they moved the puck, and it was magical to a young boy who was 6 years of age. Fast forward that to about 8 years ago, we built a new rink in my hometown. I took a team of NHL players back to my hometown to play a game. And it was wonderful. So I know what you guys are accomplishing here, and if you look around me, you guys are going to accomplish what you're doing. And you guys should all be really, really proud of yourselves, and what you're going to end up with, it will be something that you guys will all make a footprint that'll go on for a long, long time in this community.
Just about made a tough guy cry there. Hey, you talked about growing up on a farm.
To death. They didn't want to be there. We had veterans that were like we were a bad team. We earned the right to draft Mario my rookie year. And so, I mean, how I made the team in Pittsburgh was I was number 78 in training camp, and they gave me an exhibition game against Washington. And I went right after Scott Stevens. And the next day I had number 4 hanging in my stall. But it gave me the ability to then practice every day, play with the better players, try to get better and better and better, driven to try to be a better player. Fighting was a vehicle for me to do something well, to try to improve everything around it. So we went into Philly, Broad Street Bullies. I'm like, this is awesome. You know, I didn't have any help. So we go in there, the first game into Philly, and I'm fired up. I have a fight with Paul Holmgren. And I didn't know it, but it really pissed off the Philadelphia Flyers. Pissed off their management, pissed off all of them, because who does this kid think he is coming into Philly and not care and not be intimidated? So the next game we go back to Philly, and remember, I'm a 20-year-old kid just trying to keep my head above water, because in the NHL, you might be playing in the NHL, but you are not entrenched in the NHL. There's a lot of guys that get a cup of coffee. We used to say, you got 1 foot in the door and 1 foot on a banana peel. Like, it's like 50% of the guys don't play a full year in the NHL. So I'm in Philly, we go in there the next game, and our veterans are mumbling, they're going through the game sheets, but not one of them came to me and said anything. So I go out, and here's these 2 monsters on the red line, warming up and stretching for Philly. Well, I didn't know it. They brought 2 guys up from the minors to come and fight me because they were still pissed off that I fought Paul Holmgren, who I had a lot of respect for, was a good hockey player. And I don't know any better. I'm just trying to survive in the NHL. So the first period, Dave Brown comes out. I think it was Dave Brown's first NHL game. I have a fight with Dave Brown. The second period, Daryl Stanley comes out, another tough guy, good guy. We have a fight.
Did you know Brown was left-handed?
You know, I always felt I could move Brownie around. I always felt that I was stronger because Brownie he could really fight, but he wasn't stable on his skates. So I didn't think it mattered because I felt like I could move him, right? So after my fight with Daryl Stanley, and both fights went on a long time, I'm sitting there, we're losing like 7-2, the rest of my team, so I'm sitting there, they bring my helmet, my jersey, my elbow pads, everything. They drop me into the penalty box. The door's open, and I think it's Terry Gregson, the ref. He looks, Daryl Stanley looks at me, looks at Daryl Stanley, looks at me and says, 5 in game, get them both out of here. And I'm like, what the hell is that? What are you doing throwing us out? He leans in and goes, kid, you're the only guy in your team that gives it. He knew I'd had enough. I'd done mine, but I was proud of the fact I didn't take a step back.
Yeah.
But that year, it was interesting. You know, the young kids, you never know who you make an impression on. And that year, a bad hockey team, I think I made an impression on Glenn Sater.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so a year later, he traded for me.
I want to back up just
For him, you know, the whole thing in LA, and they had the ticker tape to go by, happy birthday to so-and-so, and, you know, Boys and Girls Clubs of Hermosa Beach. And so you could call up and say, oh, okay, I got family members or whatever. So I called up and I said, yeah, I got some people here from Canada, and I just want to put a welcome up on the clock, and they take a picture and give it to you to give to them. And we're there at a break, and I'm to the fellas, hey, watch this. And it said, Great Western Forum, welcome to so-and-so, happy birthday to so-and-so. And then it said, happy 10th birthday to B-E-N and Eileen Dover, D-O-V-E-R. And it was like, happy birthday to Ben and Eileen Dover. Now people in the stands are laughing, guys in the bench are laughing, and Gretz is like, did you do that? That's did you do? We're trying to grow the game down here, and you're pulling like that. I said, I didn't do it, get the right guy. And he goes, no, why would you do that? And I said, come on, Gretz, I wouldn't do that. And so the next game I call upstairs and I said, yeah, it's a busy time of the year. I got, friends down. I said, I got a gentleman here. Can you put it up on the clock? They're like, sure. And I said, H-U-G-H G-O-R-G-A-N, right? And people are reading it. Great Western Forum, welcome to Hugh Jorgen. Now people are all laughing, right? And Gretz is like, that's like I didn't do it, right? The next game I call upstairs, we're not allowed to put any more names on the clock.
Yeah, it's off.